Hello and welcome to Body and Mind Uncensored. We're your hosts, Kelli
and Taleese. Combining 26 years of nursing experience, we're dedicated to sharing our expertise in mental health and women's health with as many people as possible.
The topics discussed in this podcast are based on our educated opinions and real-life experience and should not replace advice from your healthcare team. Hi, Taleese. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kelli. Doing well. How is your family?
My family is doing well.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did.
It's still going. We still have one more day.
Yeah, just busy. How about
Did you do some swimming?
A little bit on Friday. Yesterday was crazy, just trying to get stuff done around the house and get ready to go on another boating trip. But we're just going Tuesday through Friday because Saturday we're going to celebrate Weston's 6th birthday.
Oh, fun. Are you having a party somewhere?
Yeah, Demi's throwing a party. We're just going to show up.
You're going to go?
She tells us to.
How fun. His 6th birthday.
I know.
That's mind-blowing.
Crazy. So tell me about your upcoming trip. I'm excited. And I can't wait to see pictures.
I am so excited. So we're going to Bora Bora for 12 days. And yeah, we leave in a few days. And I haven't started packing. I probably should. I know there's people out there who pack weeks in advance, people who pack the night before. How are you? What kind of packer are you?
I'm a night before.
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
Like no thought of what you might be bringing?
You're going to Bora Bora. All you need is a bathing suit.
I have been thinking about this trip for a long time. And I have been gathering things like certain swimsuits, certain bags or goggles. So we're going to go snorkeling. So we bought these. Yes.
Are you an overpacker?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Not
I didn't
even
cut
in
you off.
Not even in
goggles?
denial. So in preparation for this trip, my father-in-law sent us like suitcase specifications, and I guess they're pretty, as you can imagine, taking a little plane from one island to the next. They do have to probably be down to the ounce on how much weight they're carrying.
Yeah.
But
Don't take any planes down.
I know. With my overpacking. Yeah. I will mention this. I'm not the most overpacker who's going on this trip.
Okay.
So
you mentioned your in-laws. So is this a family trip? Okay.
Yes, it is my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. And
that's so
I
sweet.
know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's something that is rare. I think it'll become even more rare as this generation passes away, right?
Definitely. We've already broken that mold.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, 50th wedding anniversary. They're taking their kids and their spouses on a trip of a lifetime to Bora Bora, expense paid.
So fun.
I know.
Where
very,
was
very
I?
fortunate.
I thought you adopted me or something.
Yeah, no adopted kids, no biological kids.
Oh
going.
yeah, you said you wouldn't adopt anybody. So okay.
I did answer that I would not adopt anybody at this ripe age of almost
maybe Jeremy's
50.
parents will adopt me.
Yes, I'll give you the number. So yeah, just 12 days going to French Polynesia. I'm quite excited. I don't know how to pack for that. I did Pinterest some what do you wear in Bora Bora.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking any tops. I'm just kidding you.
I know that you mentioned that you had a couple of nude beaches or topless beaches that you were going to go to. That kind of surprised me.
Not that I'm choosing to go to. I just think that it is a part of the culture.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to the beach where our hotel is. And so, yeah, I'm not seeking them out by any means. I would avoid them if I could. I definitely don't want to sit there all day. And
let me tell you, have you ever been to a topless beach?
No.
Okay, so when I went to Puerto Vallarta, I was in high school, and we came upon a beach, and it happened to be topless. Let me tell you, the women on those beaches
weren't what you would be. You'd be okay standing next to them?
Yeah. It wasn't all like implants and perfection, right? It was kind of like, okay, yeah, these are
everyday women
who look like everybody else. So it wasn't like what you see on the magazines or Instagram or anything like that. So I think you'll be fine. If you want to go topless, you'll probably fit in.
I am not going topless. There is no way I'm going topless.
So when I do have a confession, I used to be an overpacker, but it was shoes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can understand that.
Because you never know, depending on where you're going, right? You need comfortable shoes, you need cute shoes, you need shoes to match all your outfits. So I used to be a shoe overpacker. I've learned really quickly, though, shoes are pretty heavy. So
shoes are very heavy, and we are limited not only by size, but by weight. So our main suitcase, like the big one that we are checking a bag, and it can only weigh 50 pounds. So you're right. Shoes can really add to that. I love packing shoes, but I've found that when I get there, I tend to just wear like 1 or 2 pairs. I don't touch the rest. Yeah. But I've got to get over that hurdle of I need these there. What if this? What if a volcano erupts and I've got to run? And then I don't have my shoes.
You don't have your shoes anyway.
I don't have my running shoes.
Yeah, I used to overpack shoes, but yeah, like you, they would just end up in the suitcase and I'd come home and be like, I didn't even wear these. Why did I pack them? So just, it's hard when you've never been somewhere before to know exactly what to pack. So I love that you're using Pinterest or Google or whatever else to kind of tell you.
Yeah, I do need to keep that in mind, but it is like the trip of a lifetime, right? Like it's a bucket list trip. And so I don't want to be caught without my whatever. I don't know what. But
well, look and see what the weather is going to be like.
It is going to be perfect. I have been watching it. 70s and 80s.
Yeah. So there you go.
A light jacket. Yep.
Yeah.
Couple bikinis. I kid.
Yeah. Rock it, girl.
Anyway. So yes, I am excited. I'll be happy to report about that next time we record an episode.
Yeah. I'm excited
and I
to
guess
hear about it.
This one doesn't come out until after I get back, right? Or while I'm gone?
I can't remember. It might be while you're gone.
Okay.
I think it's while you're gone.
Anyway.
All right. Well, should we talk about
what we came here for?
Our subject today. So
yes,
today we're going to be talking about superstitions or superstitious behavior. And I did some research too, but I want to hear what yours is.
Well, I was surprised that there were as many as there were that I have actually heard of and probably have done myself. Just out of not sure whether or not I believe it, but just because of, well, I better not. What if it is?
Yeah, when I was looking some up too, I was like, oh yeah, I totally say that. But because it's things that we say, just...
It's a part of our culture now, right? A part of our... I don't know how to explain it. So let's get into them.
So I have a list, but I did want to say, I Googled and found a little article about why do people engage in superstitious behavior.
I have a definition of superstition.
Okay.
Can we give the definition first?
Yeah.
Okay. It says excessively credulous belief in and reverence for natural beings, a widely held but unjustified belief in supernatural causation leading to certain consequences of an action or event or a practice based on such a belief.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
thanks.
Superstitions have been through history, right? Like every culture kind of has a superstition.
A lot of them come from it.
Yeah, definitely from history. So according to medicinenet.com, superstitious beliefs are common, and many psychologists consider them to be expressions of inner tensions and anxiety. Some even consider them to indicate mental disorders, although there is no reliable clinical correlation between superstitious beliefs and mental illness. So that was kind of interesting. But they also go on to say, research studies investigating why people believe in superstitions reveal that for many people, superstitions can reduce anxiety and promote a positive mental attitude. When we are unsure of an outcome, we may find ways to control it, even if it's only in our minds. For example, some people will wear their lucky watch to a job interview in the hopes that it will help them land the position. So, what are your superstitions that you came up with? And I'll see if they match my list.
With that being said, what was any correlation to mental illness?
It just said there is no reliable clinical correlation between superstitious beliefs and mental illness. And they're saying that it can help reduce anxiety and promote positive mental attitude.
What comes to my mind is OCD. And I think a lot of, from what I've seen and people I know that have OCD, it is kind of a superstitious, like if I don't do this 7 times, this is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And I think,
Yep.
We've talked about before, like, when do I seek help, or when is this a problem? And I just think while we're getting into these superstitious behaviors and things, anything that I would say interferes with your daily life, keeps you from doing things that you need to do, want to do, that would be the time to get some help. Or if it's hurting you or hurting somebody else,
Yeah.
keeping you from work, keeping you from taking care of your children. Those kinds of things are, I think, more that we need to have a mental checkup, right?
Yeah.
To see what's going on. A lot of
Yeah,
them
if
are
you're-
just for fun.
Yeah, if you're not able to complete your activities of daily living, right? Your basic activities, because these things are kind of taking over, then yes, that can be troublesome. And there was another article I read that kind of linked some of these things to OCD as well. But yeah, that's a great point. Like, some of these, they're just for fun, people just do them, like we said, because that's what culture says. But yeah, it can get a little out of
People can
out of
get,
control.
use it to more rely on. What I know from OCD is it's kind of a control. A lot of other things are out of your control. This is something I can control, whether that's recognized right away or not, of why it's being done, like the, washing my hands 3 times, or making sure the door's locked. Those kinds of things turn into an OCD. So, yeah, something to just keep in mind. So let's just go back and forth with our list. I'm sure one thing maybe that you've got on yours is walking under a ladder.
Yep, I did have that one.
Have you ever not walked under a ladder just because of that?
I really try not to walk under I mean, I have ladders all over the place, right?
You do. You were a home improvement gal. I was, I'm going with it. You do.
Yeah. No, if my husband needs me to hold the ladder, I definitely try to stay away from underneath it. One of the reasons, though, like, who wants a ladder to fall on you?
Yeah. It's a little awkward to walk underneath a ladder. So walking under it is probably bad luck. Spilling salt.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have that one. I thought about that one, but I didn't write it down. So
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It says that in ancient times, salt was expensive, so spilling it was associated with bad financial luck. To avoid this, some people pick up the salt and throw it behind their left shoulder. Interesting. What do you have?
Do you do that?
No. In fact, are we just saying things that we have done? Because I don't do that one.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. If you want to, it doesn't matter.
I might start.
The first one I had on my list was the broken mirror. Like, if you break
7
a mirror, then
years.
you're going to have 7 years bad luck. And this is funny because we had a mirror in our basement, and Sean was going through and cleaning out some things a couple of weeks ago. And one of these things was a mirror that we've just been holding on to. Who knows if you are
repurpose.
going to use it. Yeah. But he's like, you know what? This just needs to go. Take it outside, put it in the trailer, and don't break it because you're going to have bad luck if you do. I was like, oh, great. So I took it out and very delicately put it in the back of the dump trailer. I said, okay, I didn't break the mirror, but when you go to the dump, be careful.
It will
'cause it's back there.
Good luck to you to get it to the dump and unload it without breaking it.
Yeah.
But this 7 years is off my shoulders.
Yes, it's not me. How about you? Did you have that one?
I do have that one. And, as I was reading through these, I don't think I wholeheartedly believe that anything bad will happen. But I do think that maybe just because of folklore, or I don't know what you'd call it, that I do it. So my next one is knocking on wood.
Okay, that's my second one too.
Yeah, and that one I do. And I just the other day I was telling my cousin, I'm like, we haven't had any of this or any of that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have got to knock on wood. Like, I don't want that to happen. And that is usually what happens when you knock on wood, is dogs bark.
And then
if you have dogs.
Yes. And then trying to find wood, right? So, like,
Oh, yes,
you get
it's not
caught up
real.
in that, okay, I have
Yes.
to knock on wood. Where's
Wood.
something that's wood?
That's
And
not
then you
real.
go
That's
searching.
Yes, I do. Maybe we should start keeping track. We'll get points for everything that we really do. And at the end, we'll see who is really more superstitious. So far, we both have one for mirror,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Do you have one
Knocking
for
on
wood?
Walking on under ladders.
Okay. I know you've got this one on your list, but it's your turn.
Well, since you mentioned this when you were knocking on wood, bad luck comes in threes.
Oh, I do believe in that. I think maybe because I hope it is and that it'll end after 3.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that one?
I do. I mean, when you are going through something, I think it's easy to see or to start counting. Okay, this was 1. What's next? Okay, here's number 2. Where's the 3rd? But you're not realizing the good things that are happening in between because you're so focused on that bad luck.
The bad.
Yeah.
And
but
maybe it is just to get it over with. Where's the 3rd? Let's get this over with. Yeah.
But I do find myself believing in that one.
Black cats. You have black cats.
I do have that on my list, but I don't think they're bad luck. They're so sweet.
I don't think they are. So what it says is black cats have played many mythological roles throughout history, including being revered in ancient Egypt. I think movies have given them a bad rap. You know, Freaky Friday or whatever other movies. That they always have a black cat. It's Halloween, right? There's Halloween decorations of black cats.
Yeah. In fact, when we had our litter of cats born and a lot of them were black, we were afraid to put them on to, you know, have somebody pick them up or put them on for sale because we were worried that
the wrong hands.
Yeah.
And I know that like the Humane Society, I don't think that they adopt out black kittens, cats. Maybe in the month of October. Yeah.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah, and whether these people who are doing whatever to cats are superstitious or not, I don't think black cats are bad. No. I think they're adorable as well.
They are. They're sweet.
Yes. What else do you have?
Okay, the next thing I have are just numbers or specific dates, like we talked about Friday the 13th, or, you know, does somebody have a lucky number?
Did you come up with any lucky numbers while you were...
Do you have a lucky number?
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe if we were gamblers.
Maybe.
I think a lot of gamblers maybe have a lucky number. Or I don't think this one's on my list, but we could talk about it. Like you see when somebody goes up to bat or somebody is going to shoot a free throw, they do something like they'll dribble it and pause, or kiss the ball or, you know, those kinds of things are superstitions. Do you have any of those on your list as far as jerseys? I know you said you wear your Utes jersey.
Yeah. Well, my Utes shirts, I did put team jerseys or lucky items of clothing.
Yeah. Okay. So another one that I do is opening umbrellas inside. Do you pay any attention to that?
So do you remember at our little retirement party when I think it was you? Were you opening the umbrella inside and everybody's like, oh no, don't open the umbrella inside.
Yes. Yes, it was the beach umbrella corner.
Yes. Did you have bad luck after that?
I mean, this doesn't need to be a pessimistic episode, but I really feel since we've moved down here that we've had bad luck in 9s, not 3s.
Oh.
I know. We've had... So it could be. Like, I could be getting some bad luck from these things. I maybe should pay more attention to them. But I try not to...
I don't think you really are.
I try not to open umbrellas, let's say like when it's raining and you're getting out of your car or you're coming out of a building. I try and just kind of prepare it. Because not only is it hard to get out of the door with an open umbrella, I mean, let's mention that. There's also some bad luck apparently.
Yeah. Do you close it before you go in?
What I will do is I will do a soft close and a little shake, you know, to get those extra drops.
Yes.
And then once I get into then that's what I do.
Close that all the way. Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yes. Proper umbrella etiquette, I do believe. All right.
Okay, the next one I have, just beginner's luck.
Okay.
When somebody who feels like they're an expert in something loses and they just say, oh, you just have beginner's luck.
It's a cop-out, right?
It's a cop-out. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're playing a game or bowling. It's beginner's luck.
Yep. I don't really find myself saying that one very often, but it was on the list that I looked up. So.
I might be the more superstitious of both of us, but I'm realizing this as we're going through these things. Well, what came to my mind when you said that is bowling, because I always feel that way. I feel like when I first start, I'm better, or at anything like, oh my gosh, my first round was the best, or beginner's luck. Here's my theory on this, because what my mind has to do is make sense of something, of why I do it, or why somebody did something. That's how I come to terms with things. So when thinking through this, I really do think that maybe there is a beginner's luck, and I'll tell you why. And it's because you're not aware of all the nuances that you're going to need to take into consideration if you're going to do this continually. Like we'll use golfing, right? Like when I would go out and I'm just going to go golf with Jeremy because I want to be with him. Maybe I hit better then than I did now when I'm trying to really do it because I'm taking into consideration what I'm doing. I've had a lesson, so now I'm aware of everything that could go wrong. So that's my theory for beginner's luck, is you're just kind of doing it for fun.
It's kind of funny because on this thing that I read, it said beginners might come out ahead in some cases because the novice is less stressed out about winning. Too much anxiety can hamper performance, or it could just be a statistical fluke, especially in chance-based gambling games. Or, like many superstitions, a belief in beginner's luck might arise because of confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is a psychological phenomenon in which people are more likely to remember events that fit their worldview. If you believe you're going to win because you're a beginner, you're more likely to remember all the times you were right and forget the times you ended up in last place.
So if we were just to keep track of, was that a win? Was that a loss? It would debunk that superstition. I like that. Lucky pennies. Finding a penny face up. Is that one of yours?
Oh, not face up. No.
Face up. It's said to bring good luck. But you're right. Like less specific, a lucky penny. You find a penny, pick it up all day long. You'll have good luck.
Yes. That was next on my list. Do you pick up pennies?
I do. I pick up any coin. It might be fruitless, but at some point it buys me a Maverick Big Gulp. And I realize I just used a 7-Eleven Big Gulp with Maverick. I am more of a Maverick. And how could you not be here in Utah?
Oh,
they're
I
on
love
every
Maverick.
corner. Thank goodness.
Well, they have the best food, the best bathrooms. They're so clean all the time.
Guess what else? Raw cookie dough you can eat.
Oh, I haven't had their raw.
It's my road trip favorite.
So I have a funny story about Maverick, and people will probably be like, what the heck? This has nothing to do with what you're talking about. But I went to Vegas on a work trip last year, remember? And on my way home, well, yeah, I ended up getting COVID. And I did not want to get on a plane. Yeah, well, so we flew down to Vegas, got a rental car, did our trips, whatever. I ended up getting COVID the last day we were there, and I did not want to get on a plane and expose everybody. I didn't know I had COVID at the time, but I felt like crap. So I didn't want to get on a plane and expose everybody to whatever I had. So I ended up driving the rental car home, feeling like crap.
You're way too kind. You basically just like, let me take one for the team, airplane of strangers. I'm going to drive home miserable.
I mean, somebody gave it to me on the plane. I don't want to ruin somebody's vacation. So anyway, needless to say, I turned on my location tracker so that Sean could follow me home, make sure that I didn't crash somewhere in a ditch.
Yeah, fall asleep in a truck stop.
And he's like, okay, how many Mavericks are you going to stop at? I'm like, they have the best bathrooms. You just can't.
They do.
Yeah. So
and their bonfire grill.
Oh yeah.
Their drinks.
So yeah, he's like, do you stop anywhere else other than Maverick? And I will pass an exit if they don't have a Maverick and go to the next one.
I'm with you.
Maybe we can get a sponsorship by Maverick. For
I enjoy Maverick. It is, I will tell you this, it has never rang more true, that Adventure's First Stop. That is probably the best marketing ploy that has ever affected me. Because I think I'm going on an adventure. I need to get myself a drink.
Or a treat. Or a potty break.
Both. I should have said both.
Yeah.
Yes. What is your favorite Maverick treat? Well, like let's say you're going on a road trip to come and see me.
Yeah, I like their breakfast. Their little bundles. Those bundles are really good.
They kind of like fold in the.
Yeah, they're a little heavy though since my surgery. But what's your favorite treat?
But you can use those for several meals.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the surgery, is your food is a lot cheaper. My favorite thing, so Maverick only carries this. It's their brand of chips. It's called Chaos. Delicious. On the package, it has a picture of a jalapeno and vinegar, which don't let that trick you. They're cheap. Just try them. They are delicious. Chaos.
Okay. So
they're not hot. They're sweet too.
Okay.
No, just give them a try. If you hate them, I'll buy the bag from you. So I love a good bag of Chaos chips. They also have about 3 different kinds of cookie dough. that you can eat that's edible. So there's the sugar cookie with the sprinkles, there's the chocolate chip, and then there's the peanut butter with peanut butter cups in it. So good. And they sell out fast. And then I do love a good Diet Mountain Dew fountain drink.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Go Maverick. So that was Lucky Penny. I think it's your turn.
Yeah. The next one on my list is the rabbit's foot for good luck, or just any lucky charm.
I'm way superstitious, I guess.
Do you have a lucky charm or a rabbit's foot?
No. Kelly, every time my family would go to Jackson Hole, every single year as our camping trip, that we could choose one souvenir, and I chose a lucky rabbit's foot every time.
Every time.
And thinking back on it, like, how silly. I'm carrying around a rabbit's foot.
A dead rabbit's foot.
A dead,
Poor rabbit.
Like, obviously, this isn't a lucky foot because he got caught. So I wasn't really thinking things through. He's dead, so it's not a lucky.
Well, you're not alone. I mean, clearly, this is a popular one.
Yeah.
You're not alone in this one.
Poor rabbit.
Or any other lucky charm. Do you have any kind of other lucky charm?
I don't have a lucky charm one, but I do have Midnight Kiss. And I didn't really think this was superstitious. I just thought it was part of a New Year's Eve celebration. But it said Midnight Kiss in the United States. Some people believe that kissing a loved one at midnight on New Year's Eve will bring good luck in the new year.
Okay. I did not have that one on my list, but I do find myself doing that. Do you wait up just till midnight just so you can get that kiss?
I used to.
Have you?
I used to.
Yeah, I used to. Well, lately, as we get older, it takes a lot longer to get to midnight.
Yes.
So sometimes we don't make it quite till midnight, but do you feel like that's had bearing on your years if you miss that midnight kiss?
I haven't.
No. Okay.
Have you?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
but we'll still do it, right? Because it's tradition.
Oh, absolutely. It's tradition and it's fun. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of these are, in my opinion, are tradition, I think.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
that we all believe it will happen, but just because it's what we do. So here's another one that's pretty common is a 4-leaf clover.
Okay. That's
That
another
is
lucky charm. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're right. That is a lucky charm. Literally. One of my favorite cereals. That is a lucky
Those marshmallows, you just can't miss them. If you just gave me a bag of marshmallows from the Lucky Charms without the...
You'd love it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
I love the mix of the sweet marshmallow and the
And the crunch.
Odie, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Little charms. If you found a 4-leaf clover, would you keep it?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever found a 4-leaf clover. I remember, though, when I was little, my mom had a pressed 4-leaf clover.
That's what made me think of if you'd keep it. Or seeing people with pressed 4-leaf clovers.
Yeah, I don't know if she found it herself or if she got it somewhere, but I remember her pressed. I don't know whatever happened to that, but she did have a pressed 4-leaf clover. Would you keep one?
Would I keep it? I don't think I would. Just because they're so little, and I don't know that they're that uncommon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
maybe they're.
I don't know. When I was little, I remember trying to find a 4-leaf clover. I don't know if I was looking in clover, though.
Who knows as a kid? I mean, we could have been looking for it in sand. Who knows what's real as a child and what's not?
This looks like a clover patch.
Yes.
Let's see if there's any. Yeah.
That's awesome. Maybe it's like, what's that itchy stuff?
Oh, poison ivy.
Poison ivy. All right.
The next one on my list is the number 666. I feel icky even just saying it.
In that, what about Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice? There's one. Yeah, no, I don't know that I actually will look at that as a bad luck, but I notice it. Like if a house has the number 666, I don't know that I would buy it. Maybe I am superstitious to that.
Okay, as we're talking about numbers, do you, like, if you look at the clock and it's 11:11 or 1, 2, 3, or
I'm
1,
a
2, 3,
superstitious
4?
being.
Like,
I have a number.
what's your number?
847.
847. Okay, tell me about this number.
Well, so it's something that I feel like I see on the clock more often than any other number. And I've felt that for a long time. And then one day I was at my sister's house in Idaho and she said the same thing. I kid you not. She said 847. And so from that point forward, that's kind of just been this time. We'll text each other and be like, hey, it's 847, or we'll take a screenshot. But as far as bringing good luck, I don't think of it as a luck or a bad luck thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I guess it's my number. Hot dog,
Okay.
I have a lucky number.
Okay, I just thought of another one. Sorry, I know it's your turn, but like the witching hour. Do you find yourself waking up at the same time or around the same time every night, and that's the quote unquote witching hour?
I don't.
Okay,
I
do.
will now, darn it. Is it consistently around the same time? Is that why?
For me, yeah. And I want to say it's like the hours between 3 and 4. So I don't know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's usually when I wake up in the middle of the night, is around 3, 4 o'clock every single night.
Which is a hard time because if you can't get to sleep fast, I can understand why it's the witching hour. Because you're like looking at the clock. Okay, if I get to sleep now, I'll have 4 more hours, you know.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where you can't go back to sleep because you're so close to your original waking up time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the witching hour, that's another one that I
Get
did
it.
not write down, but just thought of when we were talking about 11:11. And okay, what's your next?
Crossing your fingers.
I do have that on my list.
Yeah.
Do you do this?
I don't do it by myself, right? Like I don't like cross my fingers and my toes and my ankles and hope that something happens. But I will say that in a text or something. Like I'll send the finger crossing emoji or just like a little extra good luck. Fingers crossed. Good luck.
Cross everything.
Yes.
I cross everything.
Cross everything. Cross your eyes.
Cross my heart, hope to die.
Stick a needle in my eye. What is that from?
I don't know.
What did we just pull that out of?
I don't know. I just thought of it when
Stick a needle in.
I don't know.
It'll come to us.
Yeah. Okay. My last one that I have is wish on a wishbone.
Oh, fun. Yeah. I like that.
Do you do that?
I have, yeah. Like a handful of times in my life. Not something I search for. What about you?
So I will say we cook a turkey every year. And we do save the wishbone. I don't know the last time we actually made a
Did
wish
something
on a
with it.
wishbone.
So when you save it, does it just end up getting tossed?
Most of the time, yeah. Because it has to dry out.
It does.
Before you can make a wish
It's like
on
a
it.
stick. You can't
Yeah.
break the green.
But obviously, I mean, it's something that we've done in the past, so
Something to it. Tradition.
tradition.
It's a tradition. It's a turkey tradition.
Yes.
So another thing I have is tossing pennies into a fountain for good luck
Okay.
or to make a wish.
Yeah.
Or the same thing with a well. Do you ever do that?
I used to. Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
little. Anytime there was a fountain or something, I'd always ask my parents for a coin. Yep. So you pick it up and then you throw it in.
Yeah. Here's this lucky penny I found. It was face up. I'm going to double or nothing my good luck, and I'm going to toss it into this fountain.
That just
That's
made
it.
me think I've never been here, but that bridge where they put all the locks on it.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
supposed
have.
to be like for love or something like that? You've been
Yeah.
there? Okay,
I
tell me
have
about the
been
bridge.
there. Well,
did you put a
I
lock
was
on
with
it?
I was with somebody who wasn't in love with me.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do it, and I didn't say I wanted to do it, and he told me no, that didn't happen. I'm not that vulnerable. But I had kind of wished, and I thought, well, if he felt the same way, he would do it too, or would think it. And so, no, but that same trip, I did throw a penny into a fountain. So, which brings me to, so now I don't know if we're getting into superstitions or wishes, right? Because we've got the throwing the penny in.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Then I've got a lot.
Oh.
What about candle wishes, birthday wishes?
Oh, yeah.
What about a shooting star?
Yep. Yeah,
'Cause as
if
we
you
started-
if you don't blow out all the candles in one breath, then
You don't get
you're
the
gonna have
wish.
a bad year. Yeah.
And yeah, you have a bad year. Or if you tell somebody your wish, it doesn't come true. Mm-hmm. Right? We're more superstitious than we thought, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
And I've got to tell you this. For years, I would use all my special wishes, whether it be a fountain or a shooting star or a birthday wish or anything like that. I would, and I'm not even kidding you, my wish would be to find the love of my life.
Oh,
I know. And it came true.
that's awesome.
So yes, I did work. Something else that just came to my mind is when you were a kid, did you ever not step on cracks?
Oh, yeah.
To break your mother's back? To not break your mother's back, I should say.
Yes. Okay, here's another one from elementary school. Bloody Mary.
Yes. What would you do? I had a little short era, we'll call it. in my childhood where I did some black magic
Ooh.
things. Like, I mean, I'm a kid, right? I was probably 10. But yeah, go ahead. Tell me, did you do anything with Bloody Mary?
I don't. We used to just go in the bathroom and turn the lights off and
Say
say
it.
Bloody Mary into the mirror. Did anything ever happen?
We did the same thing, but I think our imaginations were like making things, you know, like
Yeah.
if we believe it, it'll happen.
Well, and it's funny because this thing that I read too, it said many superstitions stem from the same human trait that causes us to believe in monsters and ghosts. When our brains can't explain something, we make stuff up.
So let's talk about aliens.
Oh. Do you watch that show, Skinwalker Ranch? Have you ever watched
I have.
that?
My family, like my parents and my sisters, are completely into that. I have a hard time with it. I feel like it's scripted. Do you?
Sometimes I feel like it's scripted, but then I'm like, oh, but they just found this and that. I don't know. Of course, a lot of it's edited. Obviously,
It
you're
is.
going to edit a TV show, but it is fascinating just to hear the folklore and all the things that have gone through history, and not just there, but all over the world. And people on different continents have reported the same things, or the petroglyphs or other drawings or pictures that from all through history kind of depict the same things in different continents. So it's really interesting to know back in those days there were no boats, there was no intercontinental travel, and they all kind of saw or reported the same kinds of things. It's kind of interesting and fascinating to me.
Do you believe in aliens? I think our government has come out and said that there are aliens or other life form.
I mean, how can there not be?
I
The
still
universe
don't
is
believe it.
so-
I still have a hard time with it.
The universe is so big, we cannot be the only living thing out there. Like, there's other galaxies we don't even know that exist. So there's got to be something. Do you really think we're the only life forms in the whole entire outer space?
I do. It blows my mind too much to think about that we're not. That there might
mean,
be
I
another
guess it-
world with people living on it just like us. Come on.
I don't know if they're people just like us, but maybe a
trippy.
living something.
Even weirder.
Even if it's just like a bug, or I don't know. But it goes to, faith, religion too, right? Like, do you believe in heaven and hell?
I
It's not
gotta be honest. I
something
spend
that
a
you-
lot of time thinking I don't think there's an actual hell, but I think there is a heaven.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, it's the same thing as aliens. You don't know.
You don't know.
It's that
It's what you choose.
Yeah. It's that you have your brain or whatever, culture, whatever is telling you these things. Just like aliens. You don't know if there's other life forms. You don't know if there's heaven. You don't know if you're reincarnated. You just don't know. Nobody knows.
No, you're right. And I guess I choose to believe what sits well with me. And thinking of other life forms doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
And thinking that there is a heaven does. You know what I mean? I think we pick and choose.
Yeah. You're not just going to be bones in the ground. You're actually going to go somewhere, and
My
maybe
soul
that somewhere is another
I don't think my
planet.
body will.
Maybe heaven is another planet that you're going to go to.
It could
And
be.
they-
It could
and
be.
there's other life forms there.
No, not in my heaven. That is a thought I've never had. Thank you for introducing that one to me. I believe in heaven. And now I have to think of maybe there's other people in this heaven besides what I... Oh, dear. Better knock on wood.
Better knock on wood.
Do you have anything else that you
Nope.
want to...
That was my list.
You
So
need to clear
clearly
mine
we are
real
definitely
quick.
more superstitious than we had originally thought.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else on your list?
Well, no, but there are just a couple that I came across. Touching a frog or a toad that you'll get warts.
What about kissing a frog? Turn into a prince?
I think there's a lot of women still holding on to hope that that one will come true.
A
Right
lot of
foot
these are
first.
fairy tale based too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Or which came first? Was it the superstition or the Disney? Right?
Chicken
it could
or the
be.
egg?
Right foot first. In some boating superstitions, taking the first step onto a boat with your right foot is said to bring good luck. So, as you're getting ready to go to this boating adventure, I would like you to be very aware that you put your right foot on the boat first.
I definitely do not do that. It depends on the side of the boat that I'm getting on.
Not me. Mine always depends on what knee's weaker. What knee can handle me getting in on. Another thing that I would just thinking about, do you have a certain place you have to sit on the plane? No, you don't think there's anything with luck in planes or... Okay.
I always ask Sean where the less turbulence is.
Yeah. I've heard over the wing is the safest.
That's what
if you want to live. Yeah. So there are several different things we've talked about with superstitions here. There's religious. I think a lot of people follow a lot of religion. I don't think they'd want to call it superstitions, right? They're beliefs.
Yes.
Then we've talked about wishes, which is also a superstition. What about a bad omen? I think a lot of these are bad omens. Like the black cat would be considered a bad omen, or the breaking a mirror.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we've hit on some pretty good topics. I think both of us have, in this coming week, some things to hold up our superstitious beliefs. You're going to get on the boat with your right foot? Yes? I'm not going to... What should I do? Not open an umbrella in Bora Bora
if
inside?
It's raining in Bora Bora.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a great week.
I hope you do too.
I'm sure we will now...
have a blast at Bora Bora.
I will.
On Bora Bora? Is it an island?
It is.
Okay.
In fact, we fly into, I think, a part of Tahiti and then take a boat over to Bora Bora.
So fun.
Which is also scary. That means I'm stuck on this island. Have you ever been land trapped like that? I haven't. Well, I guess if you think about any island. But anyway, maybe I'm getting more superstitious the older I get.
All right. Well, you have a great week and can't wait to hear about your trip when you come back.
You too. Be safe on that boat. Thanks,
Okay.
friend.
Bye.
Bye.
If you or someone you know has thoughts of hurting themselves or others, please text or call 988. They will direct you to someone in your community that can help. You can also call 911 in an emergency.
Remember, you never know what someone else is going through. Sending peace and love to all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook.